Sanibonani, Dumelang, hello everyone. My name is Helen, but some of you may recognize me as Mama H. And you're welcome to call me Mama H or Helen, but I'm here to get you through a section on life sciences because that's the thing that I do. So what we're looking at in the next few lessons is the main topic, population ecology. And for today, we are going to be referring to changes in population size. So let's have a little bit of a reflection on what we mean by changes in population size. And let's consider this question. Have you ever thought about why overpopulation is a problem with the human population, but this doesn't seem to be a problem with our natural populations? What's the deal with natural populations? How can they seem to maintain their size? Are there things working behind the background? Yes, there are. And that is what we're going to focus on in today's lesson. But what I want to do is give you a huge mind map, a concept map that's going to show you about where we are going in this whole section. This section falls under the banner of environmental studies. Within environmental studies, we are covering the broad topic of population ecology. Our job in this lesson is to give you a brief introduction and to focus on population size. What do we mean by a population size, and does the size of the population, does it change, or is it steady all the time, and what causes those changes? So that's where we're going in this lesson, and you've got more lessons to look forward to as we go further. The one thing that I do want to remind you of is that in a few lessons' time, we will look at human population. For now, I want you to put the idea of human population out of your head. Right? We're focusing on natural populations of plants, animals, bacteria, all sorts of living organisms, except humans. So this concept map narrows things down a little and simply focuses on what we're going to be doing in this lesson. So we're going to have a little bit of an introduction just to remind you of what you should be remembering from previous work that you've done on environmental studies, and then we're going to get into the subtopic of population size. We're going to be looking at three important aspects: parameters, fluctuations, and limiting factors. And I'm not going to explain them right now to you because that's what this entire lesson is about. So as we get to each one of those points, we'll unpack it, make you quite comfortable so that you know the difference between a parameter and a fluctuation. All right, so we're going to be building your vocab as we go. Now, talking about vocabulary, here is a list of keywords that you're going to see creeping up again and again throughout not only this lesson, but lessons to come. Now, my advice to you is to keep a glossary. Get hold of a little notebook, maybe one of those notebooks that is alphabetized or it has a little index. And when we get to one of these keywords, make sure you put the keyword in as well as the definition. Because you know that in those final exams and even in tests, you're going to see terminology and definitions, all of that coming up. And if you are spot on with that terminology, you've already scored points. So these are the terms you're going to encounter in this particular lesson. And don't worry about copying them down now. As we get to them, we'll explain them, because there's nothing worse than learning definitions out of context. So let's make sure that we attach a context to each of these terms. All right, are you ready now to proceed to the introduction, just where we make sure that we are all on the same page as far as what environmental studies is all about? So, environmental studies is the study, of the environment. What gave that away? It's the living things in the environment and the way the living things interact with each other, as well as with non-living things in the environment. And we are going to be focusing on a particular concept within environmental studies known as population ecology. And this is the way populations are going to function or work in that particular environment. So we're going to be going through a set of terms in order to unpack these terms relating to populations. You're going to take a little bit of a break now, and if you haven't already got a piece of paper and a pen to make some notes, take this opportunity of going and getting something, and I'll see you in a little bit.